TikTok profile. It's called The WWE Can't Win for Losing. The WWE just can't catch a break right now. That episode is up on both profiles, on the YouTube channel and the TikTok profile. Check it out. I recapped Raw on Netflix last night and talked about Braun Breaker and his injury and where the creative team are going to go now that Braun Breaker is out, Seth Rollins is still out, and we may not get Breaker and Rollins for WrestleMania 42. That's good content. Check it out when you get a chance, because there are other episodes that are up, not just the live shows. All right, but now I'm live today, and I want to say not only can the WWE creative team not catch a break, but neither can the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, I tell you the truth, man. The 49ers have always dealt with a bunch of injuries when they're playing football, and they've also had injuries when some of their players are not playing football. Yeah, the breaking news last night was that 49ers newly defensive end, they acquired him back in the fall, right before the trade deadline. Damn, what's his name? He didn't do much. I'm sorry. So the former Patriot. I know he's not a Patriot anymore. Shit, he was shot. 49ers defensive end got shot last night, and this is just something that's very, very weird. Can somebody give me his name first? Keon White. Sorry, man, had a brain freeze. I mean, he didn't do shit, so it wasn't nothing to talk about. You cannot remember people's name when they don't really do much. He all right, but that's just about it. Thank you, Kenley. How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. Keon White got shot in the ankle last night in downtown San Francisco. Now, this is the second 49er player to catch a bullet. And I know it sounds worse what happened to Ricky Pearsall, who was shot in the chest during a robbery attempt in downtown San Francisco. Damn, San Francisco's getting rough, ain't it? Y'all gotta stop telling me to come to the Bay Area now. I ain't trying to come get shot. Damn. It was some type of incident that took place. He had nothing to do with it, but something broke out late night. I forgot the name of the street. And yeah, shit got the popping, and a bullet hit him in the ankle. I don't know if they were really shooting Keon White, but the 49ers defensive end, Keon White, who still has one more year on the contract with the Niners, was shot in the ankle, and it hit bones and stuff. So we don't know how long it could take for him to get back healthy. You know, is this going to mess up his rehab? Is rehab going to be a bitch? Is he going to be out for OTAs and things like that by the time we get to training camp? What will this do to him as far as the damage? Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest, and even though it sounds worse, it didn't hit any organs or nothing. It just went straight through. He was very blessed. And, you know, but very, very blessed. But it didn't harm anything or damage any organs or anything. So he was able to come back, you know. He probably could have came back sooner than what he did, but he was a rookie, and Kyle Shanahan don't play rookies. And he didn't play him until, I think that Detroit Lion game, we can remember, is when we thought, okay, Ricky Pearsall may be all right. He kind of had a breakout game, and it was a good way to end that 2024 season, something for us to look forward to. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that they got these things in the Illuminati, if you all are familiar with that, and they're called these blood packs. And I'm just trying to figure out if these 49er players are doing these blood packs. Ricky Pearsall shed blood when he got shot in 2025, before the 2024 season started. And now Keon White has gotten shot, and it's in the ankle, and it could be worse because he hit bones and stuff and ligaments. Never know how much damage that did. He had surgery first thing this morning. Or last night, I'm sorry. He had surgery last night, so we'll see. But if these are blood packs, I want to know when they gonna cash in on this. If anybody's familiar with what I'm talking about, it's a ritual that they do, these celebrities, the most high in the Illuminati world. And when they do these blood packs and they still live, they just get like more star power, more credibility. If they're in the movies or the music, it just more stuff comes their way. And they get more famous and more wealthier. If these are what those are, and again, if it ain't, okay, my apologies. I hope you do all right. Hope you be all right, Keon White. I hope that for you anyway. But You think it's a coincidence that these 49er players keep catching bullets, getting shot? What the fuck? If they're blood packs, something good should be coming out of this for 49ers and 49er fans. So I just thought I would just add that. I know some of y'all are probably leaving now because they're like, there's just conspiracy theories, and there's really no such thing. Conspiracy theories are really just fact tellers or truth seekers is what I would prefer to call it. And I'm a truth seeker, and I know the truth. And I know a blood pack when I see one. My only thing is, when in the hell are the 49ers going to cash in on all these blood packs? We hope Keion White is all right. And I'm going to talk about what the 49ers need to do in the offseason tomorrow. Like a lot of things that I want to talk about. I heard Kyle Shanahan on the Super Bowl pregame. I heard Jed York Super Bowl pregame. And I didn't have a problem with Kyle and some of the things he said. He kept it a buck. Surprisingly. He was asked, how do you feel about the Seahawks in their defense? What do you do to stop it? He said, hey, I ain't scored a touchdown on these motherfuckers in the last 2 games that we played them, so you probably don't want my advice. That was a lot of humility that he showed. I respect that, Kyle. But did y'all hear what Jed York said about the electric substations and all that crap that's supposed to be going on around the 49ers facility? And it could have a reason. It could be reason to why the Niners have sustained so many injuries over the years. I don't know how true it is or not. But Kay Adams was talking to Jed York. And she didn't even really ask that question during the interview. He just volunteered. He voluntarily said, can you believe that stuff? Some of the craziest stuff. John and Kyle said they were going to look into it. Jed York is like, look into what? I have my people do this or do that. But man, ain't none. That ain't for real. Thank you, Sports Talk with Comma and Felix. Thank you for joining or following the Great Debate Show. I appreciate it. On TikTok, thank you. Y'all hit that follow button. Y'all hit that like button on YouTube and on TikTok. It really does help me out in the algorithm. The more likes and the more views I get, the more I pop up in people's algorithm. And I really do need that. A lot of people telling me they're not getting notifications. They're not seeing some of my episodes. Jed York sounded like a stupid-ass child. I just want to say that. And if anybody thinks that the 49ers are going to win Super Bowl number 6 anytime soon, you're delusional. Jed York is stupid. He said some stupid, idiotic things in that Super Bowl preview press conference, but I'll save that for another day. Man, I did not like that. Did y'all see Eddie DeBartolo? Why am I restricted from some audiences? Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable. Oh, my God. I'm not harassing or bullying anybody. Stop it. Wow. Okay. They're trying to kick me out of TikTok, y'all. I don't know why, but they've been trying to do this for quite some time. I was just banned for 7 days for live streaming that WWE Royal Rumble BS, and I just got back from that 7-day ban, and now here they go messing with me again. Wow. Anyway, I'll talk about Jed York tomorrow and the things that I just didn't like about what he said about those substations. And he basically telling you that he don't care about his players. He said he'll get people to look into that, but he didn't say he would get people that know what they're doing. That's saying you don't care about your players. He thinks it's a bunch of bull, and he didn't really want to hear it. He brought it up. Jed York he sounded like an elementary middle school student at that desk. That's why Eddie DeBartolo, when asked a week ago or so, how would you feel if you owned the 49er team or a football team that went 31 years without winning a Super Bowl? And Eddie DeBartolo's response was, I wouldn't. And I love that response. Unless he's taking the team back from his nephew, Jed, the 49ers are never getting that 6th Super Bowl. Unless Jed sells the team to somebody else that knows and wants to win football games and cares about championships and bringing people in that knows how to do that, they're not winning no Super Bowl. Just some of the idiotic things that he has said and that he said Sunday in Levi Stadium. That told me all I needed to know. I didn't like that at all, but I'll get to that later. I wanted to talk about the Super Bowl real quick and Sam Darnold. In a moment, I'm going to tell you the teams who regret letting Sam Darnold walk out of their building. And it's easier to look at that now and say it because he's a Super Bowl champion. But I had been saying that as this season was progressing, like, hey, man, why did you let him leave? You know, he played on the 49ers too, right? Sam Darnold said he learned from Kyle and Brock Purdy. But how can he take what he learned and go to Seattle and win a Super Bowl, but the people that he learned from doesn't have a Super Bowl yet? I'll talk about the people who regret letting Sam Darnold walk out of the door, out of the building, and now he's a Super Bowl champion. But first, let me just quickly recap why the Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. And what's so crazy about it is Seahawks fans knew it was coming all along. They've been saying it. Congrats to the Seahawks fans. I've already kind of dropped the reel and said that Sunday night after the Super Bowl. Congratulations to Kenneth Walker III, straight out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Sam. What a story. Out of the 2018 quarterback class, Sam Darnold was the only one to have a Super Bowl. Everybody has said that it would be Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or maybe even Baker Mayfield. And those guys do not even have Super Bowl appearances yet. Sam does, and he's got the Super Bowl win also. That's cool. That's cool. That's what's up. King Mikey said, I lived there 3 years ago and I had to get out of the Bay Area for that reason. Oh, wow. Is this live? I just got done watching a couple episodes while at the gym, now home. Hope you and your fam are doing well. I'm doing well, Mikey. And yes, this one is live. But the wrestling episode that you're probably talking about that you just saw, that is just a regular upload that I just put up. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm working double time today. I'm working a little overtime. I did the wrestling separate. That episode is available for you all to go check out right now on my YouTube channel and on my TikTok profile. Follow The Great Debate Show on all social media platforms because you never know when your favorite unk might pop back up. The Seahawks beat the Patriots 29-13, and it wasn't a game. You knew at halftime when they were up 12-0, they were going to win that damn game. Drake May looked horrible, and he didn't get protected at all well. It seems like Will Campbell had a torn ligament or something in his knee. He's going to have to get that cleaned up. But he was bad. The left side of the O-line was bad, and when they did protect him, Drake May was just inaccurate. He was pretty bad. Yep. The Seahawks crushed the Patriots, and the main reason why they done that was because, and I tried to give Josh McDaniels the benefit of the doubt. I said that I asked, could he outsmart Mike McDonald? He did not. I didn't see enough screens. I didn't see enough play action, and I didn't see him start to spread things out offensively until it was too late. So terrible game plan by Josh McDaniels. As soon as I gave him his flowers, I should have known when he won Assistant Coach of the Year and Mike Vrabel won Head Coach of the Year, they were going to fall flat on their face. And they did. And they just couldn't block. Mainly, they just couldn't block. Receivers were not really open. And when they were, Drake May was terrible. This is what I said all along before the postseason started. I don't trust these babies at quarterback going into the playoffs. At least just not yet. Thank y'all for the likes. Can we get that like button on YouTube? There's enough people. If 15 people are watching, I should have 15 likes, please. But yeah, I think that the Seahawks crushed them. The Patriots had a bad game plan. I don't think they were the best team in the AFC. I said they got a little luck on their side. They struggled against the Chargers. They struggled against the Texans. They struggled against the Broncos. And yes, all of those teams were good too defensively. And this one was the best. The Seattle Seahawks #1 scoring defense. It was the best. And you saw it. You saw it. The Seahawks suffocating defense and running the ball is the perfect recipe to win a Super Bowl. And I'm glad they won that Super Bowl in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, because Jed York needed to see that. Maybe he'll go flipping the table and the desk over like Bron Breakker was doing last week, getting himself hurt on Monday Night Raw. Maybe he'll go flipping desk and throwing people around like John, Kyle. What the hell is going on here? What's going on here? How did Mike McDonald win a Super Bowl in year 2, and you've been here for 9 years and you have not won one single championship for us yet? You've had 2 cracks at it, and you've lost them both. Mike McDonald got 1 shot. Just like Eminem said, you only get 1 shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Kyle's had 2 chances. He's had 2 opportunities, and he blew them both. Mike McDonald just got 1 shot, and he took it. He's a champion. And I'm happy for the Seattle Seahawks. Believe that shit or not. I really am. Because this really did need to be a wake-up call for John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and especially that dummy Jed York, who said some very idiotic things Sunday during pregame when talking about the substations that may or may not be causing injuries, but he don't even want to really look into it. He said he'll get somebody to do it, but he didn't really. He basically brushed it off. Dude, you got to be smarter than what you're saying. You got to say things to at least either downplay it or at least, get this stuff straight so free agents can want to come sign with San Francisco. And there's 3 words is another reason why Jed York wants to. I'll talk about more of that tomorrow. But it's 3 words as to why Jed York is downplaying the whole substation BS that are right near the 49ers practice squad, practice field, class action lawsuit. If it's proven that this is the reason, it's a big-ass lawsuit. He can say he didn't know, and maybe he can get by it. I'm not sure. I don't know the technicalities, but I would get somebody that really knows about that stuff, an expert to look into that. Or players are just going to say, conspiracy or not, I'm staying away from San Fran. I don't want no parts of the Niners in them substations. Back to the Seahawks, though. They don't have any substations over there in Washington State. Kenneth Walker is going to be a free agent, but he's good. They'll probably try to find a way to re-sign him. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. Kenneth Walker. Great running game. Great quarterback play. Sam Darnold just didn't mess up. That's all they asked, but he did not fold. No turnovers in the entire postseason. Suffocating defense. That's the recipe for a Super Bowl. And I'm glad that they won, because this would probably make the 49ers front office take a look in the mirror for a damn change. At least I can only hope. 14-3 with the Vikings, and they let them go. And that's what I'm about to come to next. Again, y'all, good comment. Very good comment. Who said that? Roy Whitaker. Very good comment. J.R. Weezy is telling me to be a Falcons fan. No, why the Falcons? Blonde Dre said, last place Falcons, baby. Yop said, y'all can't stay healthy. No, we cannot. Even when the football season is over, we got players getting shot. Jed don't want to have to pay. Good one, LeBron. Yop sticks. I agree, says LeBron ship 34. Sean in here saying Seahawks. Congratulations, brother, on your championship. Over here to TikTok, Saint Saldana said, what about Debo? What about him? What about him? He's kind of washed. I don't want him back, and I don't think he's coming back. I think he was just partying with his boys. He can do that. He can talk to Trent and Kyle and CMC them. He can talk to him. CMC is actually, advocating that, trying to get him back to San Francisco. But, I mean, why? He can't get separation either, just like the receivers that we had this year can't. So it doesn't make any sense to me. He's only good at one thing, and they keyed in on that, man. So I don't want him back. The 49ers will win it before my Detroit Lions. That's a wager we may need to try to bet on. Sports Talk with Karma and Felix. David's laughing at me, the Seahawks fan. Oh, it must be good to be a champion. The Seahawks have 2 Super Bowl victories in 11 years. The 49ers have 3 Super Bowl losses in the past 13. So you tell me who needs to stay and who needs to go. When everybody starts saying, oh, Kyle is good, I wouldn't replace him. Who do you replace him with? I don't know. Anybody that can win a Super Bowl and stop losing them. We've lost 3 Super Bowls in the past 13 years. The Seahawks have won 2 in the past 11 or 12. I mean, I know they went 1-1 instead of back-to-back, but they still won in 13. Then they lost it in 14, and now they're back in 25, and that's 2 out of 3. Well, we're 0 for 3 in those past 13 seasons. This is ridiculous. Jed York is talking about, man, did you hear what they said about the substations? Is that the most ridiculous stuff you've heard in your life? No, Jed, I don't think that's what you should be saying. But okay. It just sounds like he doesn't care. He thinks it's a game. Stop buying tickets in 2026, Niner fans. The Seahawks just won a Super Bowl in that stadium. Somebody needs to do something. That organization's got to turn it around. Eddie DeBartolo was asked, how would you feel if your team hadn't won a Super Bowl in 31 years? Eddie DeBartolo said, I wouldn't. He would do something. He would do something. But unless he's taking the team back from his dumb nephew, Jed York, I think Niner fans are delusional if they think we're going to find a way to win. I just don't see it. That dude is not all in football. He's thinking about that soccer team and that money. That money. Yeah. That's all he's thinking about. And that as long as we're putting butts in those seats, he's good. And I think that needs to stop in order for him to really try to go get the free agents that they need. Kyle's got to address the offensive line. You just saw how good they protected Sam Darnold versus how they couldn't protect Drake May. The game is to be won in the trenches, and we're bad in the trenches on both ends, to be honest with you. We've got some defensive players coming back, but the Niners have got their work cut out for them. The Seahawks were the best team in this game. They were the best team in the league. I mean, I think they would have beat any other team that they had played, to be honest with you. The Bronco game would have been a little tougher because the Broncos defense is better than New England's, even though New England had a great game. And man, wouldn't I love to have Christian Gonzalez on my team? That's a bad boy. He practically did all he could to keep the Patriots in that game, but they just couldn't get anything going on offense. And some of that is that Josh McDaniels did not have a good game plan. He did not make the right adjustments, and Drake May looked like a deer in headlights. But the Seahawks defense had a lot to do with that. It had a lot to do with that. A lot of people clown Purdy and said, man, how you only get 6 points? Up until the fourth quarter, they didn't have no points. And Drake May looked just as bad as Purdy. That's what the Seahawks defense does. So I want to talk about, congrats to the Seahawks. This is what happens when you can draft. This is what happens when you let your head coach just be your head coach. Are you listening, Jed York? Stop letting Kyle Shanahan wear so many hats. Mike McDonald is a Super Bowl champion because he's just the head coach. Mike Vrabel got his team to the Super Bowl his first year there in New England because he's just the head coach. Not the OC, not the GM, not the, fiddling with the defensive coordinators. Hey, run it the way I said run it, damn it. Why 9? Why 9? Damn it, I said why 9? You're fired. He's wearing way too many hats, and that's why Kyle either has to go or he needs to just be the head coach. And John Lynch, he definitely has to go because he's not a general manager to begin with. He's just a puppet that Kyle hired, so he could not be told what to do. And Jed is just out of guilt for how he ran off Jim Harbaugh. He's never going to fire these guys. And there's a lot of idiot fans out there that think that they're irreplaceable. Because, they win a lot of games. That's all they'll be doing for the next 9 years again. If they just continue to stay stuck in their ways. If they don't address the O-line. If they don't get best player available instead of scheme fit and things like that. The Seahawks were the best team in the NFL this year. And Mike McDonald is a head coach, and that's all he is. He lets the general manager do the drafting, and he's good too. And even though they're about to sell the team, ownership has been good, even though the owner passed away like 7 years ago. This is how you do it. And I've said this before. 49er fans, listen to me, hear this and hear this good. I would rather do what the Seahawks just did and win a Super Bowl, even though it took 11, 12 years for us to get back, than to be competitive every year and win 10, 11, 12 games every year, but don't have no hardware to show for it. Which one would you trade in? You can have those competitive seasons every year. If we have to be down for the next 5 or 6 years and rebuild everything and bring in another coaching staff, another front office, I don't care. If 10 years from now we're going to be Super Bowl champions, I'm okay with it. To me, that's better than being good every year, but we're just winning regular season games. Come on, y'all. Make that make sense. I argue with people on TikTok all the time in the comments saying things like, who would you replace him with? Jed's not going to fire him. Look how good he's been. Yeah. How many Super Bowls did that good coach have? 0. And the fact that Mike McDonald just won in his second year as head coach, it shows that not only is he better than Kyle when it just comes to coaching, but he knows how to stay in his lane. He's figured out a scheme that can stop the 49er scheme. Kyle Shanahan's offense is literally nothing against Mike McDonald. 6 points in the last 2 games. And Kyle said that on the Super Bowl preview show. And I appreciate him saying that, but what you going to do about it? You got to play him twice next year too, you know that, right? As long as you're here, you're going to play them twice every year. He's got you figured out. What are you going to do to change that? Huh, bruh? The Seahawks are the new kings of the West. And we were 3rd place. The Rams ain't going anywhere. Matt Stafford's coming back in 2026. So what can the Niners do this offseason to get both of them out of the way and close that gap? They need speed. Some guys that are elusive. They need a number 1 wide receiver. Like, go get Justin Jefferson, not Jordan Addison. Go draft better. I would love Max Crosby on the other side of Nick Bosa, but he'll probably get hurt as soon as he comes to San Francisco. So just draft better. And Niner fans know those guys can't draft because that's where they always want to. Sorry about that. They know that the Niners can't draft. That's why they always say just acquire the talent. F them picks. Well, we've said F them picks a few times and it still ain't got us a championship like Sean McVay. He's got 1. Mike McDonald, he's got 1. Kyle, where are yours at, bro? Well, like if they had a party right now and they said, hey, all the coaches in the NFC West, put your Super Bowl rings up. Yeah, Mike McDonald's going to do this. Sean McVay going to say, what you mean? I got 1 too. Should have had 2. Kyle's going to be in the corner like, what time does this thing end? What time does this party end? I'm ready to go. Because he can't say that he's done that. And I would just love to know what Niner fans, what excuses they have now. And I'm not speaking to all Niner fans. There are a lot of good Niner fans that come in and out of here, but there's a lot of dummies too. And you just can't say anything wrong or be critical about the Niners at all without not being a real fan. I'm going to say what I got to say, and that's just that. I'm brutally honest. And I'm so glad the Seahawks won that Super Bowl. Another reason why John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's tenure should be over. Sam Darnold just won the Super Bowl. And Sam Darnold used to be in the 49ers building. Before Minnesota. I'll get to Minnesota in a minute. But he was in our building. Sam Darnold said, this is where I kind of learned the game. My parents told me that they never gave up on me, but he was kind of giving up on himself. And he got to the 49ers organization and he learned from Kyle and Brock Purdy, of all people. Can you believe that? I look at that shit sometime like, what the hell did you learn from Purdy? You've been around longer than him. This man pulling out chain, right? But it's what he said. Thank you, brother. Miro, thank you for the roses. So it's like, if Sam Darnold learned a lot from Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, and it took him to another team to win a Super Bowl. When is Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, the people that Sam learned from, when are they going to put that to good use and win them a damn Super Bowl? I know know it's too late to say it now, but I'm going to say it anyway because everybody's thinking it, especially Niner fans. They just don't want to, get left out or get told that you're not a real fan. But I don't give a damn. So I'm going to say it. Can you imagine? And I know a friend of mine who told me that's what they should have did. Could you imagine how much more cap space the Niners would have right now had we let Purdy walk and we just kept Sam Darnold instead of paying Brock Purdy? I mean, I don't know what the contract Sam Darnold has with the Seahawks right now, but it ain't that big. It's not 53 per. It's not 265 million. And over 100 of that is guaranteed. What if we had just kept Sam Darnold in the building and let Brock Purdy leave? We'd probably have a better offensive line because, well, we could afford to pay a few other guys. Or maybe we'd have that other pass rusher opposite of Bosa. Or maybe, I don't know. But just think about it. And the 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings they got to be beating themselves up right now because Sam Darnold went to Seattle. And we laughed at that shit. I'm not going to lie, I was one of them. Now, I apologized around week 5. I was like, damn, Sam Darnold was actually still balling. It wasn't just Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. Dang. So I didn't give Clint Kubiak all the praise like I did Kevin O'Connell. Clint Kubiak is great. But it's time to give some of this credit to Sam Darnold. He is a good quarterback now. And we got to stop hating on him. And we got to show that love. And that's what I'm doing. But I remember in August when I did my preseason preview. And I looked at all the teams, and Seattle Seahawks fans came in here and said, you're really sleeping on us, man. And I was like, well, it's not that I'm sleeping on your team. I just don't trust Sam Darnold. And everybody started coming in here saying, scam Darnold, scam Darnold. We were wrong. We were wrong. He's no scam at all. It's legit, and he's a Super Bowl champion. And Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, all those quarterbacks came out of that same 2018 draft class. He's got the ring. Who would have saw that? Who saw that coming? None of us did. He's got the ring and those other guys don't. Shout out to him. But the 49ers got to be kicking themselves right now because they could have Sam Darnold. It would have been a lot cheaper. Brock Purdy would be getting overpaid somewhere else if anybody was dumb enough to do it because I like Purdy, but I didn't like him that much. $40 million per, that's where I would have drew the line. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that go with the market stuff. Phillip Rivers get paid a lot of money, no playoff win. Trevor Lawrence, he stepped up a little bit this year, but still no playoff win. He's got one, but that's only because he played Herbert. He didn't do anything this offseason, this postseason. These guys are getting paid a lot of money. Josh Allen, big money, no Super Bowl appearance yet. Lamar Jackson, no Super Bowl appearance yet. F the market. Some of these quarterbacks like Tua, Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray, these guys got paid for what? Because it was time for them to get paid? That's why I've been saying F the market. And we should have said it about Purdy. If we had Darnold, imagine how much talent we could have signed. We probably would have kept Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw on our defense. If we were paying Sam Darnold scraps. Well, he won't be getting scraps anymore. And congratulations to the Seahawks. But now let's move to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, man, they're even dumber than us. Because at least Brock Purdy had already been kind of cooking. And then we brought Darnold in the next year, and it was like, all right, we got our starter, but Sam, you good, though. We could really use you. But the thing is, he didn't get hurt when we had Sam Darnold. He got hurt when we got Mac Jones. But I digress. The Vikings had Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold in the building in that same year at some point. And they let them both walk out of the building. And that's why I told you all back in August, I think it's the owners, y'all. They drafted J.J. McCarthy, number 10 overall. And if he's a top 10 pick, they're like, damn that, he's playing. Bad mistake, though, owner. General manager, that's the reason why his ass got fired last week. Because they're looking over there at Sam Darnold, and they're looking at their team, and they're saying, J.J. McCarthy, man, somebody fire that general manager. And that's why he's gone. That's why he's gone. I think they wanted to see was Sam Darnold going to fold in the playoffs like he did with them, but that didn't happen. And that's when they said, damn, he's actually winning. He's going to go to the Super Bowl. You're fired. They didn't let not one, but two quarterbacks out of their building. So the Vikings and the 49ers have to have some regret just a little bit. Kyle and John won't tell you that. They'll say, oh, man, we got Brock Purdy. I love our quarterback. Wouldn't trade him for anything in the world. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Your quarterback ain't got what Sam Darnold now has. So I don't want to hear that shit. David, thank you for joining me, brother. I don't think we're winning one either, man. Spider-Man. I know, it's depressing. The 49ers, okay, that's all. I'm sorry. Sam Darnold has a ring before Brock Purdy. That's what I'm saying. Jerry said yeet. 4 letters, 1 word. I'm not going to lie. As a Hawks fan, Sam isn't the key. It's our defense. Okay, that's cool. But Sam did not do what we said he was going to do, and that's fold, nut up, wet the bed. You know, he didn't do it, though. He made all the right moves. He was very decisive. I mean, even when he got hit on certain plays, he still was able to get that thing out of there. He scrambles when he needs to. I mean, you know, like, this conversation may still be like Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl champion, but people don't really think he's that good of a quarterback. Say what you will. You earn my respect when you do everything you need to do to win that Super Bowl, and he did it. And experience was on his side. Poor Drake May, he looked like a baby. I told you I don't trust these babies. He was a deer in headlights. So I just wanted to take that time to just talk about the Seahawks, give them their flowers, and tell the 49ers front office, you just gonna let them just come in here and just put their feet up on your furniture? They stepping all over the couch. They tracking mud in your house. And they took the Super Bowl trophy and walked out. You're gonna let them just come in there and do that in your house? I'm glad they did, because I hope Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, Jed York, I hope they open up the checkbook, and I hope they spend some more money in the right places, and I hope they put together a damn good draft, because they're going to need to. What are those things the Niners need to do? I'll talk about that on tomorrow's episode. How are you going to see that? You have to follow. Hit that like button, y'all. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. I should have nearly 30 likes, y'all. And thank you, YouTube. I mean, TikTok as well. Follow on all social media platforms and subscribe to the Great Debate Show on YouTube. There's an episode up right now where I recap Monday Night Raw, Braun Breaker, the creative team, what they're going to do now. It's just too many injuries happening in the WWE. They can't catch a break. And the Niners can't catch a break either, because we have another player that has been shot for the 49ers. This is the second player in 2 seasons. 2024 was Ricky Pearsall. Early 2026 is Keon White. I mean, yeah, Keon White. Like, wow. Shot in the ankle. We don't know how this is gonna hurt his offseason. You know? He may not be back right or healthy or whatever. But yeah, the Seahawks defense is good. DeMarcus Lawrence was being trolled when he left the Cowboys, and he told Micah Parsons, man, I'm trying to do something out here. Ain't nothing happening in Dallas. Boy, did he do something or what? Shout out to him. Ooh, Dan Niner said Pearsall equals A.J. Jenkins. Ooh-wee, that's a shot. How many real 49er fans are in here? That man said A.J. Jenkins. That dude didn't have but 1 catch in his entire career with us? Oh, it was terrible. One of those Trent Baalke moves. That's a bad look for Ricky Pearsall, y'all. We didn't get nothing out of A.J. Jenkins. And he may not be wrong either, though. Thank you for that comment, Dan Niner. Rev Run 86, 4 letters, 1 word. Damn. Ron Simmons. That's good, man. That's funny. O-line, first round. You're right, Beezy. Kyle better address it. You can win a Super Bowl if you do. They had to blitz Sam Darnold to get to him, and he still made the right plays. But for the most part, man, they kept Sam Darnold upright. Drake May, totally different story. That's what happens when you can't protect your quarterback. We couldn't protect Purdy. They couldn't protect May. There it is. As a Seahawks fan, I love how you dissect what's going on with an open mind of what happened. Thank you so much, Victor 0827. I appreciate that. Yeah, they say I'm one of the most unbiased podcasters around here, and I appreciate you noticing that. I'm glad you all won. I really am. I mean, we weren't going to win, so why not? The Niners needed this to happen. Jed York needed to see this. And again, tell me you wouldn't trade all of these winning seasons you have with no Super Bowls. Talking to Niner fans. Tell me you wouldn't trade all those competitive seasons in to do what the Seattle Seahawks just did. 3 Super Bowl appearances in 12 years, and they're 2-1 in those games. They were just here 11 years ago. That ain't that long. That ain't that bad. But they won. And 11 years ago, they lost, but the year before that, they won. They should have been back-to-back. But I'll take this. If it takes 11 years, okay. It's better than being competitive every year. Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, but you got a shot if you're competitive every year. Well, not with Kyle, because he's Andy Reid in Philly. And y'all know Andy Reid didn't win a Super Bowl in Philly. He didn't win until he got to Kansas City, and that's only because he played the 49ers. Has he beaten anybody else? Oh, yeah, he beat Philly once. Barely. Shit, he got these Super Bowls because he's playing Kyle. I did like what Kyle said. He admitted, man, I ain't scored a touchdown in 2 games against Seattle. You're asking the wrong person for advice. I like that humility, Kyle. I do. Now, what are you going to do to fix it? Because Mike McDaniel got your number. His defense has your offense down pat. All right. We'll talk more about the offseason. We'll talk college hoops. We'll talk NBA hoops because it's time to get to that now. All the trades, I talked about that. That episode is also up. Not enough views. Y'all go check that out. Last week, I said who won the NBA trades. I think was that Friday? Thursday, Friday, that episode is up too. Y'all go check out some content that has not been getting seen. I don't know what's up with the notifications and why people aren't seeing it. Hit that notification bell. The Super Bowl is at the Rams Stadium next year? Oh, really? Huh. Okay. Okay, I know what you're thinking. If you're a Niner fan, I know what you're thinking. Thank you for the comment, Devontae. James Harris said facts. Thank you for acknowledging that. 49ers, hopefully they stay healthy. Well, you heard about Keion White. He got shot in the ankle last night in downtown San Francisco. So we've already got one player that's not healthy already. And we don't know how long it's going to take for him to get right. Thank y'all for starting to hit that like button. Need some more. But if you already hit it, thank you. All right. Chris is in the building, said to Dan Niner, perfect example of a quarterback finding the correct system that supports them. Same with Darnold. Okay. What did Dan Niner say? Jerick McKinnon couldn't win a single playoff game with the Niners. Leaves, then wins 2 Super Bowls right after. Yep. Y'all, at some point, we got to start pointing the finger at ourselves. Our front office don't know what they're doing. The coaching staff, they don't really. It's time to change it up. The 49ers are the definition of insanity. If you look it up in the dictionary, you're going to see Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and Jed York's face. Because the definition of insanity is when someone continues to do the same thing repeatedly over and over again, looking for different results, and you're still getting the same. Run the wide 9 defense for what, Kyle? It ain't won you a Super Bowl. Stay in a 4-3 for what? It ain't got you a Super Bowl. Man, if you put Alfred Collins at the nose tackle and you put Nick Bosa and Mikael Williams on the edge and you get Bryce Huff and, hell, I would let Fred Warner play sometime on the edge and blitz. But you got whoever you're going to get. Matter of fact, I would say Keion White and Mikael Williams on the edge and let Bosa be an outside linebacker and Bryce Huff be the other outside linebacker, and you got a 3-4 defense. Why do you want to tell your DCs what to do so much? Why do they have to do what you say? You're an offensive guy. Let them do the defense. He wears too many hats, y'all. Kyle's got to go, or he's got to just be the head coach. And John Lynch, he should have been gone. Point blank period. Diamador Lenore, Darrell Luter Jr., and Renardo Green. All three of those corners are much better playing man defense. I'm a Florida State Seminole. I watched Renardo Green. I couldn't believe he was this bad. He wasn't in college because he played more man. Demo plays better when he can touch you and put his hands on you and get physical with you. Let him play man. Raheem Morris does that a lot more. I hope Cal just sits back, shut the fuck up, and let Raheem Morris run his defense the way he wants and don't tell him how to do it like he did Nick Sorensen and Steve Wilkes. They were one and done because of it. They can't do their job the way you want them to do it. Let them run their defense. Raheem Morris is more of a 3-4 man coverage type of guy. Luter Jr. and Renardo Green are much better playing man than zone. This defense could be better next year, but they got to add some things to it. They need to put up a good draft, and I would go 3-4. I really would. Let Bosa just be the outside linebacker, especially on passing downs. He can play the base 3-4 and the outside linebacker at times. Switch it up. Give them different looks. Let's put 5 men on the line of scrimmage. Stop giving them the same old 4-2 look. How are you not going to expose a defense that you see every time? The same look, the same way all the time. I wasn't trying to make this a Niner episode because this is about the Seahawks, and congratulations to them. Now, where are the Patriots going to go in 2026? You think they're going to get back to the Super Bowl? I know it's a bright future ahead for them, but now they got to play all the good teams. That schedule's going to be rougher. They had an easy schedule, kind of. Not as easy as us, but it wasn't but it was close. It wasn't that far apart. They did beat some of these good defensive teams getting into the Super Bowl, but that's the AFC. I told y'all the NFC is a different beast. And Seattle just showed you that in Super Bowl 60. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles showed you that in Super Bowl 59. And, well, if Kyle Shanahan knew the overtime rules, we would have won also in Super Bowl 58. The NFC is kind of dominating right now, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. Y'all, is A.J. Brown going to get traded? We're going to talk about it. A lot of things, off-season moves that can make these teams better, we're going to talk about it. But I was here to tell you on why Sam Darnold deserves his flowers, why the Vikings and the 49ers should regret letting him out the building, why it was good for the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl in the 49ers stadium, because they may wake up now and see the light and realize, hey, how are we going to compete with them? Let's go to the drawing board, damn it. Let's see what offseason they have. We're going to find out how much Jed really cares about the team and the players. From what I saw on the Super Bowl preview show, he doesn't give a damn. Damn, I miss Eddie. The greatest owner of all time. Damn, I miss Eddie DeBartolo. Anyway, and I wanted to talk about the Patriots and, like, where do you see the Patriots going next year? Remember when we said Jayden Daniels and the Commanders are going to be in the Super Bowl next year probably? Everybody said it. They went to the NFC Championship game his rookie year. It can't get any worse. It can only be better. They didn't even make the postseason. Sometimes teams have those good years unexpectedly, and then they have a downfall. So the Patriots, while some people think they're on their way up, they actually may be on their way down. If C.J. Stroud doesn't get his act together, the Texans, with a great defense, should be up, but they may be on their way down. Aaron Rodgers may return to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all, could you believe that the Cleveland Browns have a chance to win the AFC North? I'm not saying it'll happen. They got a lot to do, and we don't know if they've got a quarterback or not, but I don't trust the Steelers to do anything other than win 9 games again. Maybe 10 in 2026 if he returns under Mike McCarthy. Same old thing. Mike McCarthy's better of an offensive guy, but their defense doesn't play like it's supposed to play all the time. They still got to get a quarterback for the future. The Ravens, I don't know what to say about their hire. The Bengals are the Bengals. But we've got a lot to talk about for this offseason. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to go back to doing my top 5, top 10, all of those things in certain positions, whether it be quarterback, running back, shooting guard, center. We're going to break out those lists again. because we always have to rearrange our top 25 when it comes to NBA every other year. And I'm tired of debating with people about James Harden. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. We know what we're going to get from James Harden. Yes, he can score. For a team that made the divisional round, it's amazing how many holes we need to fill. That is so right, Josh. We only made it to the divisional round because the Eagles were not the Eagles this year. And we did beat the teams we thought we should have beaten. The teams that were average or below average. And we had this 6-game stretch to where we saw the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Colts, who were at a downfall by the time we saw them. I mean, we played the New York Giants. I mean, we had the easiest schedule. But trust me, 12-5, that's not really the 49ers. So for the fans that think I'm complaining, he just said the right thing right there. My man, Josh Pender. I'm not nitpicking and I'm not just being a terrible fan. It's just that the facts are we won 12 games because we had the easiest schedule. But when we played good teams, we got tucked to the woodshed. Okay. Chris. Saying something to Jaja one-on-one. He said that was another dumb coaching move. What did Jaja say? Bro, what do you think about John Harbaugh with the Giants? I kind of think it was a dumb move too. But they're desperate, so you can't blame the Giants. At the same time now, I'm going to bet on the Giants to double their win total in 2026. I mean, they won like 3 games last year, this past season. So if you bet on them to double that, that's 6 wins. They'll get 6 wins under Harbaugh. I just don't think he's bringing in the right coaching staff. He's looking at Brian Callahan, the Titans' former head coach, to come in as the quarterback coach. He brought in I can't think of his name as his OC. He's not good. I can't think of who it was, but the Harbaughs just really don't know how to bring in good offensive assistants. And that's been their downfall. If it wasn't for Joe Flacco, who had an incredible postseason, Harbaugh would never have a Super Bowl. So I'm kind of with the other guy there. Don't take my word for it. Look at the same side by side. Overpaying for a game manager, Baby Zion, what is he saying? Hanging 300 yards a game. Okay, Baby Zion, don't take my word for it. Look at the side by side. You need to get rid of Purdy, save money, and get some better players. I am with that, Owen Franny. I am with that, and I would love to do that. But unfortunately, I got no say-so, and they're not going to do it. They'll tell you Brock Purdy is the GOAT. He's Joe Montana. There's so many reasons why Kyle and John shouldn't be there anymore. They traded for Trey Lance. You know? They passed on Tom Brady and said, oh, no, thanks, Mr. Brady. It's okay, GOAT. We've got Jimmy Garoppolo over here. We don't need your services. And Tom Brady was like, all right, cool. I just go to Tampa Bay and win another Super Bowl, damn it. I would have fired them motherfuckers right there on the spot. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how many playoff appearances we got. Man, he wanted to come here. Anybody see the rise of the 49ers? You can't watch that and tell me Tom didn't really want to come to the Niners in 2020. And Kyle and John said, nah, we straight. We got Garoppolo. I would have fired his ass on the spot. Both of them. If I was Jed York, I bet you Eddie D would have did it. Mac Jones was doing the same shit. I fuck with Mac, y'all. The Niners said they're not trading Mac. Now, I think that if the Vikings make a great offer and we could give them Ricky Pearsall, Mac Jones, and a late round pick for Justin Jefferson, you got to take it. You got to jump on that. But they say they're not going to trade him. What does that say about Brock Purdy? If the 49ers are hell-bent on keeping Mac Jones, you're saying that you know you're going to need him to back up Brock Purdy. You know he's going to play at some point. And if that's the case, why would you pay him the big-ass contract you paid him if you think that you need your backup quarterback around so bad? This is just a whole big contradiction here. What's going on? We need Lamar Jackson. I wish. Jay the Rebel. The Vikings aren't giving up JJ for that. Stop it. Okay. All right. What are you hearing in Minnesota? Are you in Minnesota or are you just talking? Are you a Vikings fan? 4917. It's already been reports that the Vikings are going to try to trade for Joe Burrow, and the Bengals are going to hang up the phone, and then they're going to go after Mac Jones. I mean, the reports are already out there. They're going to bring somebody in. I'm not saying they're ready to get rid of JJ. It's too early for that, but they're going to bring in competition. And why are they doing that? Because they're not sold on him. Now, had they felt like that last year, they probably have Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. But they don't, unfortunately. The Vikings got to be feeling terrible. That's what I've been saying all along. The Niners, too. We ain't won nothing with Purdy. He hadn't took us to the promised land yet. He was in our building. He said he learned from Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan. How you going to learn something from those guys and go win a Super Bowl faster than the people that you learn from? Make it make sense. Anyway, y'all, my time is up. I got to get out of here. I hope y'all have a terrific Tuesday. Tomorrow, like I said, I'll break down some more offseason moves from the 49ers and a few other teams in the league. Congratulations to the Seahawks. I was here to talk about teams that regret letting Sam Darnold go. And 49er defensive end Keon White got shot. That's the second 49er player to take a bullet. Don't know what the hell going on with that. But if it's a blood pact, can we please cash in on it with a Super Bowl ring? Y'all know what I mean. The really deep truth seekers, they know what I mean when I say blood pact. Anyway, Sam Darnold had 5 touchdowns in the playoffs, y'all. No turnovers. This is a good recipe for winning the Super Bowl. Thank you, Landon, for giving me that follow on TikTok. Is that FL for Florida? Yo, I with your channel for real. Okay, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I got this chair from Amazon. Off of Amazon. You know Amazon got everything, right? Shanahan and Lynch got to go. Thank you, James. I agree. Jay said the Panthers suck. Much love, y'all. Hey, what's up, Hawk fan? Congratulations, brother. Congratulations on your Super Bowl, and we do mean that here at the Great Debate Show. He said, oh, I know we do. Somehow almost beat the Rams in the playoffs, though. Yeah. All right, y'all. My time is up. I got to roll. Hope y'all enjoyed the content. If you do, hit the subscribe button on YouTube and that notification bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time I drop a new episode, whether it's live or just a regular upload. There's one up right now where I'm talking about the WWE Can't Catch a Break. Do y'all like my February poster? That's y'all boy. 4 letters. Steel Dre, what's up, brother? Rams are putting their lemon pepper steppers in the Seahawks' butt next year. Lemon pepper steppers. Are we going to get Trick Williams in the Elimination Chamber? I don't know. It's a wrestling episode up right now in my TikTok profile. I hope y'all like this live stream. If you do, hit the follow button and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Until then, I was about to say it. Nah, I ain't going to do it because I'm so sick of that mess. Y'all be safe. Have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll be back at y'all. Peace.